All right. Good morning and welcome to Ancient City Craftworks. So you got a gift certificate for Christmas and curious about what's going on. Well, let's head inside and take a look. The lights turned on here. As you can see, we got a full-size shop. We got our stationary tools over here on the left. We got our turning station over on the right. Be careful about the clamps. I just built this stand for my slow speed grinder yesterday, so letting everything set up there. Tell you what, let's head into the office. I'll get the coffee going and we can chat for a minute. All right, first thing I want to do is just sit down and chat for just very briefly about what your experience with woodworking and power tools are. I have a variety of people coming into the shop. Some have never touched a power tool in their life, and that's okay. We have other people that come in and they have quite a bit of experience. They're just looking for some of the bigger stationary power tools and things like that. So really we want to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish, what it is that you want to do, and we'll just go from there. We'll talk a little bit about your skill set, your experience, and what you want to accomplish. So now let's head back out in the shop and talk a little bit about the options you have when doing your own project here. A couple of different paths we can go down here, and again, this really depends on what it is that you want to do. So certainly the most popular option is taking one of these pre-glued blanks that we have. So this is a mixture of hardwoods. This particular one is cherry and walnut. I have others that have maple, cherry, walnut, so a variety to pick from. And you take one of these and then you'll choose some type of template. I have a variety of these templates that I use for my own cutting boards and charcuterie boards, and you immediately begin shaping and finishing the wood. The advantage of that program or that option is that this is a one-day build. You can immediately get into shaping the wood, finishing it, and you can leave that day with your finished product. Okay, option number 2 is working with a live edge board. This is really gaining in popularity. This particular one is a piece of magnolia. It's got the live edge here, and this is going to end up being a squared off cutting board with the live edge. This one, you can see, is a piece of elm and really followed the curves of the grain, a more organic shape. So your design, I guess, is a little bit more limited, but you really let the beauty of the wood speak for it, more so than design elements. Again, this is a one-day project. You can shape it, finish it, and take it home. All right, the third option we have is to actually start from strips of wood. I have a variety of wood in the shop right now. I've got cherry, walnut, maple, and you can mix and match and make this pattern your own. I do have a bunch of these smaller pieces already cut up. You're welcome to use those. But if we don't have the size that you want, we'll go over to the table saw and we'll rip it down for you. And this really allows you to express your own creativity to get the size that you want. Disadvantage of this is that it's a minimum of a 2-day project, because day 1 is designing the board and gluing it up. Day number 2 is shaping and finishing it. Has to be a minimum of the next day because it takes 24 hours for the glue to set up. You can come back a week later, several days later, whatever works for you. That extra day is included. There's no extra charge for that. So just be aware, though, if you choose this option where you're going from the strips of wood that you're gluing up, you need a minimum of 2 days. All right, let's talk a little bit about the tools that you might be using. So everybody is going to need to do some kind of shaping on the wood. We've got the bandsaw here. That's certainly an option. My favorite is actually the jigsaw, though. It's slower, but I personally have more control over it when I'm using the jigsaw. So again, whatever you like, whatever's most comfortable for you. There will certainly be time spent here at the drill press, possibly putting holes in the handle, things like that. And again, depending on the shape that you go with, you may need to actually you run it through the planer, especially if you're doing a live edge board or making it straight from strips. Definitely going to have to spend some time at the planer. Okay, you may need to spend some time over here on the table saw. This is my least favorite tool in the shop, just because it's very loud, very dusty, but it is the most useful tool. It can also be pretty dangerous, so we got to be very careful around this. Take all the necessary safety precautions. But if you're going to do a project from strips, if we don't have the strips that you need for your design, we may have to cut some strips for you. Possibly might have to do some cross cutting for the live edge. But if we do get into the table saw, we'll be sure to take it slow and be careful. All right, that wraps up our little tour. Hope that helped. When you leave, whether it's a one-day project or a two-day project, you are going to leave with a piece that you can be proud of. You can show this to friends and family. You can give it away as a gift. But I will warn you that once your friends and family see what you're capable of doing, they are going to hit you up for more of these. And you'll be giving these away as gifts. All right, friends, I think that's going to do it for today. Take care. God bless.